She moved on, faster than you were ever prepared for. And now you're stuck replaying everything, trying to make sense of it. You keep asking yourself the same question over and over again. How did she choose him when I clearly had more to offer? You look at him closely, and honestly, nothing about him stands out. He's not richer, not smarter, not more stable than you. So eventually, your mind starts searching for an explanation. Here's the truth most people won't say out loud to you. And that's when the confusion really begins. She left you for someone different, and that changes everything. Your brain does something dangerous after a breakup like this. It starts comparing everything, line by line, trait by trait. You measure him against you, and you win on paper. So you reach a conclusion that feels completely logical. So your mind tries to protect your ego the only way it can. You tell yourself she must be confused, but she knows exactly what she wants, more than you think. She wasn't running toward him. She was running away from something. And he just happened to be standing in that direction. What she escaped wasn't you. It was how she felt with you. You can be a good man and still lose her completely. Responsible, present, everything they told you women want. And still, something quietly starts breaking underneath the surface. Not loudly, just small shifts you never noticed. Because the problem wasn't who you were as a person. It was the emotional experience she had while being with you. Not because you were toxic, but because of patterns you missed. And the man she chose didn't replace you. He interrupted something. He broke a pattern you didn't even realize you were repeating. In the beginning, you pursued her with real energy and intention. You texted first. You planned things. You made consistent effort. She felt chosen, and that feeling meant everything to her. But somewhere along the way, something quietly started changing. You didn't love her less. You just stopped trying as hard. You got comfortable without realizing how visible it became. But from her side, the attention slowly started disappearing. The little things faded. The effort became quiet, almost invisible. Now he's doing what you used to do in the beginning, and she's feeling what you slowly stopped making her feel. You were stable, and that stability was real, not fake. You showed up consistently. You handled things like a solid man. You kept your word. You did what needed to be done. But something important was missing. Something you didn't even notice. Imagine a house where everything works, but nothing feels alive. That's what emotional flatness feels like over time. No laughter, just routine repeating itself every day. Now compare that to something a little more unpredictable, but alive. He's not perfect, but he makes her feel something again. And feeling something will always beat feeling nothing at all. Then comes the quiet shift most men never even see coming. You didn't become worse. You just became completely predictable over time. Same reactions, same habits playing out every single day. She could predict your words before you even said them out loud. Nothing about you surprised her anymore. Nothing made her think twice. Because the brain stops engaging deeply with what it fully understands. Once something is fully mapped, The brain stops investing energy into it. But the new man? He's still a question she hasn't answered yet. And questions keep the mind engaged far longer than answers ever do. He's not more interesting. He's just information her brain hasn't solved. Now here's the part most people don't want to hear. Your mind will try to turn this into comfort. Don't let it. You'll try to convince yourself you were still enough. But deep down, you know something changed. Because different is something you could have been all along. Go back to the beginning, and you'll see it clearly. You were more present, more alive back then. That version of you didn't disappear. You just stopped showing it. Comfort took over, and you didn't even notice it happening. And when effort fades, the feeling slowly fades with it. So what do you actually take from all of this? Attraction is not something you achieve once and keep forever. Attraction isn't something you lock in forever. And it only stays alive when you keep showing up consistently. The moment that presence fades, the temperature starts to drop. She's not looking for perfection. She's looking to feel something real. Little disappointments that slowly stack up over time without notice. By the time she says it's over, it started months ago. You just didn't see it because you weren't looking for it. So what do you do now with everything you finally understand? You don't chase her. That's not the move here. Because chasing doesn't fix what actually caused the problem. Instead, you turn your attention inward for the first time. You start identifying patterns you were running on without realizing. Moments where you stopped showing up the way you used to. Because most men repeat this cycle without ever seeing it clearly. But now, you see it. And that changes everything going forward. Not for her, but for every relationship you enter next. Because now you understand what most men never take time to learn. Here's something most people won't tell you after a breakup. What you had with her was real. Don't dismiss that. Because real connection still needs to be felt again and again. And the man she's with now, he'll face this same test. Because most men eventually fall into the same patterns you did. The difference now is you're no longer unaware of it. You understand what made things work and what made them fade. He's not better than you. He was just different at the time. So the real question is, are you willing to become different now? This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about understanding. You start noticing things most people completely miss in relationships. You see patterns before they turn into problems later on. And that awareness changes how you move from this point forward. Not in a forced way, but in a way that actually feels real. The next time you meet someone, you show up differently, more present, more aware, without losing yourself in the process. If this made you think differently, you're already ahead of most men. Support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more powerful videos.